I'm so sorry. Hi. I purposely made sure it was working. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. Hi. It turns out the problem, it turns out that the internet problem I've been having isn't just here. It isn't just this building. It's also nearby buildings having the same drop-offs in coverage. So they are sending a technician to spend some quality time with the pole, the big doohickey on the pole. So, yeah, Robert was very nice today. Came in and checked everything and replaced a splitter. He said, I've done everything I can do. And I have nice little graphs. I'll probably turn that into something I'll post on Twitter or Instagram or something so you can see the thing. Anyway, so that's going on there. It's been quite a morning. I feel like I've already had a whole day, if not half a day. Thank you, Janice. Oh, good. It looks clear for the moment. That is excellent news. All right. So we have a lot to cover today. I take your questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in all caps in the chat. It's kind of first come, first serve. And unless if I choose not to read on your question, it's never anything personal. That's what really matters. I mean, there might be various reasons I might not read on a question, but it is never personal. All right. It's not like, oh, this person gets that and that. No. Oh, nay. It doesn't work that way. All right. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, I have some questions here already, things that you'd probably be interested in. I didn't get a chance to put them in the description box, though. So the first four things I have here is, will there finally be a full investigation into Kavanaugh? Will Kavanaugh be removed from the Supreme Court? I want to look at Merrick Garland and accountability for corruption like Kavanaugh's. Merrick Garland, what are you doing? I know you need time, but Number 4, is there going to be a filibuster carve-out for voting rights so that the John Lewis Voting Rights Act bill can pass? Are we going to get rid of the filibuster entirely? Probably not for a while, but there have been so many carve-outs of the filibuster, so you can't use filibuster in this instance or that instance or this other instance. And is there going to be a carve-out for voting rights? So we'll have a look at that. All right, I'm going to have a look here. Actually, I'm going to go over here first, because then I can copy your question right into the description box and hopefully move things along more quickly. Okay. And thank you for being here. 10% of all income that comes in the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. Okay, I've got that there. This here. I'll make sure I mute it. There we go. All right, let me see. What questions have I got here? Helen Sweet is wondering, is 45 going to go to prison? Oh no, this goes back further than that. Robin's asking, will Trump's influence over people ever end? Yes. We've established that, read on that many times. Yes, it is going to end. So don't worry. Elector saying, the Tennessee government anti-vaccine campaign for school-age children How's that going to work? Not just the illness, but all the vaccines kids normally take, they will no longer enforce. It's bad. It's bad. It's awful. What we can look at, I think it might, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it might be more useful to look at, is that order going to stand? Is the federal government going to give power to the CDC to do something about vaccines? How is it going to go in Tennessee? Awful. But will it stop? I think is going to be. Let's put this down here. Tennessee government. No vaccine for children enforcement. Enforcement. How will that end? CDC new powers, new laws, something. Yes, Squeaker Bunny. I know they are just crazy people. Why are they doing these stupid things? Okay. Yes, that's what I think. That's what I think. I think they're being ridiculous. Yes, I do. I think they're being ridiculous. They obviously do not understand. Oh, what a good kitty he is. This is the Boo-Boo Zen kitty. Just a good boy. Okay. Hello, sweetie. Sally's asking, what do other countries think about American politicians? Nothing good. Well, it depends what country they're from. Things are so much better now. Oh, the cutie. You're such a cutie. Things are so much better now with Biden. You're just a sweetie. You're so good, baby. You're so good. Will this go down? Oh, it will go down. You don't have to leave. Where are you going? You don't have to leave. You just need to hit the button. That's all. You're good. Oh, okay. Be in the mood. All I have to do is hit the button. You could have stayed where you were. Okay. Oh, you did. Okay, from Steve, from yesterday, should have looked, Googled Death Valley flood, terrible and unsustainable outcome, but I think solvable engineering nightmares. Oh, interesting. Well, we're going to have to come up with some out-of-the-box thinking. Okay, Shirley's asking, will other state Democrats leave their red states where voter suppression is being voted in? I'm going to lie on the keyboard and random things are going to happen on your computer. Just please don't hit the little airplane. That would be bad. So Shirley. Let's see. Other state Democrats leave. To stop voter suppression. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Shirley. Got that down. I don't know what number question that is, but it's going in. Okay, just having a quick look. Yesenia, will Brett Kavanaugh be investigated on his nomination after Trump's comment about placing him on the Supreme Court? Oh yeah, I think that's number 1 today, so no worries. Okay, Brenda, will English football ever be cleaned up? We could look on that, Brenda. Hi. Will UK football ever be cleaned up? Okay, we'll look at that. We should do something sports like every once in a while. Okay, Howland Sweet, is 45 going to prison? Hi. Okay, let's just throw that in here. What do you think? You look all happy. Yes, you do. You just look happy. You're just a good kitty. Oh, M. Lots of the letter M. Yes. Because you were laying on the letter. Just a kitty. The letter of the law, the letter of the kitty. Hi. Okay. All right. Victoria's asking, will Rand Paul win his next election? Oh. Whew. There's someone I don't miss reading on. But sure, let's have a look at that because you asked. Sorry about the sound problem. Okay, now I got dumped out. Okay, dear, you are on something vital. Thank you. Oh, no worries, Brenda, no worries. All right, put this down to the latest. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Michelle's saying that Abbott put a $10,000 bounty on women who get abortions? Are you kidding me? Please tell me that's not real. Oh man, okay. M. Kelpie, with COVID surging in 46 states, will this decrease Republican support? Well, we should definitely look at that. Hello, Sweetie. Oh, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. You are a good boy. Chaos reigns supreme today, but that's because there's a kitty. Hi. All right. You're a nut. Okay. Kyle is asking, will voters gloss over the insurrection at the midterms? It's sad that we have to look at that, but once again, you guys come up with excellent questions. Man. All right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I can take 4 more. And hopefully I can get to them all. And thank you, Thelma. Wondering eyes. Okay, got Kyle's question. Leslie's asking, what's the future of Cuba? Will they receive help or remain under communism? I can't remember the last time I read on Cuba. Let's definitely look at that. Are we bathing? Gonna bathe on camera? Kitty, it's kitty OnlyFans. Washing his face. Hi. Okay. Winwood's asking, could a pipeline from the Mississippi River to the desert be utilized in times of flood? Let's have a look. I was trying to feel if there were any energy on that, but it's like, okay, we've got to start looking at different environmental possibilities. And it may seem like, oh, well, that's not about politics enough, or, that isn't what I set the channel up to cover but that's the future. That is going to be our Hi. That's going to be our big worry. Are you looking for vermin? Are you looking in the happy planner, between the happy planner discs for vermin? Good kitty. No vermin there. Good boy. Oh, checking between each little disc. Is it safe? Oh, did you take care of the vermin? Did you make sure this is a vermin-free zone? Because you're a good boy. Yes, you are. Okay. All right. We're done. I need to answer the questions. And onto you. There you go, sir. Okay. Yeah, Abbott and the Handmaid's Tale. There's definitely something. Okay, so Marcy's asking. Okay, did I put this in here? Yes, I did. Okay, so Marcy's asking about Abbott. Will he back down under heavy pressure? And I think we also need to look at Abbott in the sense of this whole and the Handmaid's Tale. Infuriating. Okay, so you've got that. I've got the question about the midterms. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Jane saying quality time with the Pole. Maybe he isn't Polish. Actually, well, Robert this morning was Polish American. Okay, thank you, Michelle. Kat, what is Trump's biggest fear? Ooh. What is Trump's biggest fear? Oh, that reminds me. That's what I wanted to read on. Without fail. When Trump reportedly said that whoever had leaked that he was down in the bunker, that they should be executed, was he serious? That's what I want to know. Was Trump serious about execution? We still by this point we so quickly gloss over the most outrageous, awful things he says as just a Trump thing. I think that's a yeah. Chat saying, of course he was serious. Well, I want to look. I want to look. We've dealt with this darkness, so I just want to take a peek right into the heart of darkness here. Chris is saying, yeah, he said they should be charged with treason and executed. I agree with that. That's what he said. Wow. Oh, thank you for being here, Victoria. Thank you. All right, I've got. Let's see. Actually, I've got 14 questions at this point, so I think we better stop there, but I'm sorry about that. But we will, and I've got plenty of your questions. So I will actually just pull this down here and put this over here so I can read them. And I do not want to hide the chat. I love when delays in what you're trying to do with your computer. It just suddenly is like, oh no, you wanted to click on this. Oh nay, you're going to click on this other thing, and all craziness is going to break out. And in the distance, sirens. It's like, anyway, okay. I am sorry to say that I've got my questions for today. Actually, got more than I can probably read on. But I'm going to I'm going to start now. I'm going to work my way through it. Because it's Wednesday. I'm afraid you've got me for 1 hour and 10 minutes from right now, and that's all I can do. So how many of these questions can I answer? How many of these questions can I answer in that time? is going to be the thing. So, all right, let's see. We're starting with, I like beer. Not so much these days, but for a while there, I was watching YouTuber Gray Still Plays. I was watching him, especially with his Sims. He did some really funny Sims videos, putting them in these crazy situations. You know, putting them in, you know, with tunnel. You know, it's like nothing but tunnels. They had these hallways that went on for miles and miles and miles and took days and days and days to go through. It was funny stuff. And then he'd give the characters silly names. Sometimes based on what they look like, sometimes just, you know, just for silliness. There was a woman who had this really impressive hair, and he started calling her Bab Ross. Like Mr. Rugged, handsome man with the chiseled jaw and the beard, he called Tim Horton. But the reason this is relevant now is because there was a character who, when these characters are originally generated, they're given these kind of random outfits. Well, this one woman was given this long shirt dress. Sorry, she was given a shirt dress, and it wasn't that long. And so he named her, I Forgot My Pants. So when it comes to Kavanaugh, from this point and for the rest of the reading, I shall be referring to him as I like beer. Okay. So 22, I should have written that down. But will there finally be a full investigation into I like beer? And forever, I will thank Matt Damon for his SNL Kavanaugh, because that was funny. Judge Kavanaugh, what? And Squee. Is there going to finally be a full investigation on this? His energy? I guess I need to say alleged, but his energy, he is awful. Oh, Kavanaugh still likes beer. Oh, that's good to know. Bunch of finger pointing and distractions. Look at the shiny over here. Don't pay attention to Kavanaugh. Don't pay attention to our super conservative majority on the bench. No. Well, let's talk about this over here. Let's talk about this over here. Let's talk. Judgment. Strength. 7 of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. Okay. Speaking of carving out filibuster, the Democrats, Harry Reid, carved out, he made an exception to the filibuster, that you couldn't use it to, when it came to stop all court nominees for judges other than the Supreme Court. So when McConnell got in there, he said, hey, we can change things. So he changed it so you can't use a filibuster on Supreme Court nominations. And we know all about McConnell's corruption. But election day, the elections in 2016 gave Republicans power, and McConnell, I think you could easily make a an argument for he abused that power. And he's not working with others, and on and on. McConnell stole a Supreme Court seat. Technically, I guess that went to Gorsuch, but still, doesn't matter. McConnell stole a Supreme Court seat. Republicans were still wanting to put more and more people on the bench. As far as going after Kavanaugh, this could be someone on the bench here, but these aren't cups. And this is often my card of evidence, but it's not evidence they need to gather. It's evidence they already have. They just need to use it. Let me see if I can get more information. This is very obviously how we got here. And the cards do that to me sometimes. I don't know if it's because I write novels, so I write these big long stories. But I swear it's like the cards. They will often give me, oh, but this is the surrounding energy, and this is how we got here, and this. It's like, stay tuned for the next reading on. It's like I had a question. I just wanted an answer to my question. This isn't Google. Stay tuned for the next reading on this topic. You mean in 2 seconds? Yes, in 2 seconds, coming up after our shortest break. Will there finally be a full investigation into Kavanaugh? I've got cards right off the top of the deck. Very straightforward energy. And I've got a death card for Kavanaugh. Not literal. Star. Oh, 4 of Swords. 4 of Pentacles. Okay. In these 3-card, 5-card, 7-card readings, it's the card in the center that has the most power. This is often how we got here. This can be the future. But the energy for the reading, I got Major Arcana Death card. Done. I've got, he became one of the Supreme Court justices. He became one of the great luminaries. And because of the Trump power, the fascist power, the far right power, this is how this happened. However, this card in the center, swords are air signs, so it can be voting and things like that, but it's also the law. And this is quiet as a tomb. And this is minor arcana. This is very human level. So this is the law that Kavanaugh's dishing out, going quiet. It feels like there's going to be an investigation. And it feels like they already have a lot of information on him. He got through a lot of browbeating and not looking at the details, not being given a chance to look at the details. 9 of Swords. It feels like gambling debts. Lack of money in the center. Suspension. Major Arcana suspension. Gambling debts. Leading to suspension and the death card. He's toast. He's toast. You got the death card. You got the death card. You've got the Hanged Man, and you've got the 4 of Swords with law going silent. Oh, look, there's Hierophant of big institutions. So hopefully this will happen sometime soon. Please. Okay, thanks. 7 of, oh yeah, a lot of his persona, it's garbage. Absolute garbage. He is, I mean, we can see how angry he was, because when he came back into the after Blasey Ford, testified against him. He came back in and he was just belligerent and mean to the people on the committee. I mean, that kind of tells you everything you need to know. And that is a sort of truth. And that is a 6 of Pentacles. Truth. Truth is coming. They got their Pentacles, and some Republicans will stick with him when the sword of truth acts, but that's not a huge number of. It's also, it could very well be that when it is said his debts were paid off to the tune of, what was it, $400,000. He said he got season tickets for himself and his buddies, and they paid him back later in cash. And he's a bully. Surprise. Institution. Disappointment. What you put out will come back to you. What you do will come back to you. Feels like him in the center, and he's able to knock down, he's been able to knock down some of the Democrats, but he still has 2 right behind him. He can't knock down. He can't make this go away. What you've done will come back. What you've done will come back and haunt you. All right. So 33. Will Kavanaugh be removed from the Supreme Court? Alyssa, 200,000. Oh, thank you. I thought it was either 2 or 4. I'm not good with the numbers. I try, but I have a terrible time remembering numbers. My brain switches them all around. Taylor saying the White House requested investigation March 17th of Kavanaugh. And what's happened since then, though? Oh, Senator Whitehouse sent a letter to Merrick, Taylor's saying. The probe was politically constrained and perhaps fake. Yep. Linda saying the Senate must vote 2/3 for a guilty verdict in an impeachment. Don't think we'll ever get there. Well, let's ask. I like beer. Will you be removed from the Supreme Court? Well, to some extent, it feels like he's already done quite a bit of damage. Because they're not going to relitigate all the cases he was a part of. Is he safe inside that bubble, or is this the end? Let's see. Page of Swords. Hierophant. There's a lot of bullying that led to him being on the court. Got a Chariot in the middle. High Priestess. And Death. Okay. Suddenly we are in Major Arcana land. It's Major Arcana Palooza with bully I like beer. Other than that, in the center, this is aggressive law enforcement. This is also movement and change about secrets because it's right next to the Death card. He bullied his way onto the Supreme Court. But this is not going to end well for you. You are not. This is not a bubble. This is end. End. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. Okay. Bye. But speaking of such things, as I try to spread these major arcana around the deck. Merrick Garland You are once again starting to get on my nerves. And I tend to be, I'd like to think I'm a fairly nice, easygoing kind of person. I think it's one of those things where I don't get angry very often, but when I do, I only do something about it with very good reason once it's been pushed past its limit. But I'm just seeing so many people still swanning around with nothing hanging over their heads, even though the DOJ should be taking care of it. Cy Vance, he not only hired people who went after 3430. He not only went after, he's going after Trump and the Trump org, but he hired prosecutors who have successfully dealt with these types of cases. And he publicly announced that he had hired people who, so we know, sorry, I got distracted. Taylor's saying FBI is quite busy now, plenty of openings. Okay. Kashmir, always the optimist. Yep. But Merrick Garland, you could do something here. I'm going to guess he's just been on the bench so long that he doesn't feel like he has to keep up PR, which doesn't make any sense because judges are supposed to be. Well, no. Well, it goes to the Senate when you're on the appeals court like that, but still. He's getting on my nerves. Fruits of labor. These are Republican. This is everyone from Zinke to, remember Zinke? Zinke to, my gosh, Bill Barr to Elaine Chao to Trump himself to on and on and on and on. And it's these people who manage to walk away with millions of dollars one way or the other. And you think, like, Ivanka got paid millions as both an employee and a consultant with Trump org. She still gets the interest on all that money, even if they take it away from her. And she's bought stuff and that amount of money. What do you have to do to make that kind of money? Go to prison for a year, 2 years? Really? That's all it takes to make that kind of money? Seems like something lots of people would be willing to do. Sure, let's put me in prison. I'll get $3 million at the end of it. Taylor saying, we never know what's going on behind the scenes. Do you know something we don't? No. What I know is that I was in sales. My father was in sales. I was in sales. And Merrick Garland, if nothing else, is shooting himself in the foot and going to hurt his own abilities to get things done by pretending that it's all a black box and making it seem like he's not doing anything about anything. Not good. 10 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Or again, 7 of Wands, 4 of Wands. Okay, we got in. Great. Democrats got in. Merrick Garland was put in that position of power. Great. He's the perfect person for him. He really knows the law. He's going to go after these people, and he knows exactly where to stick it so it really hurts legally. And all the grift and crime and what have you. And then these are just wand cards. Sometimes they're on the defensive, sometimes they're on vacation. This is a message. This is just the corrupt, the fascist, the far right energy. These people, they're just hanging out. Elector saying they should have given the job to Sally Yates, the acting AG at the time. She would have done something by now, and I agree. Jane saying, just remember the Oklahoma bombing was clear cut when presented. Well, I understand that. But Clamella is saying Merrick Garland just began. He's a Scorpio and will not act until the path is clear. Well, I understand. Yeah, Dave, I don't know that anybody's going to motivate him to speed up. There are better ways to handle it than this. You don't have to talk about ongoing cases, but you can say, "Oh, we're particularly bringing in this kind of person or that kind of." You can give people some things to speculate about. Yeah, Gates hasn't even been arrested. Kavanaugh. Partnership, okay. The Trump dynasty. Republican dynasty. Burden. All right, it is a lot to go through, but that's why you delegate. Magician. Okay, so these are different prosecutors. There's a plan, but I don't like how this plan feels Republican. I don't, or from that side. I don't know that anything can be done. Deb saying we Scorpios work slowly. It drives people crazy. Well, I work slowly. I mean, here I am still trying to answer this question. Third one, and I'm already at 5 minutes to 1 o'clock. Page of Cups. I'm a Scorpio. I understand the need to dig. That's kind of what I'm doing here. What's under here? What's under there? What's the collective energy? Prosecutors, Democrats saying yes, finally. Following the money. Grift. This feels like grift. So again, I get cards that it's coming. It will happen eventually. It's just yeah. I just get frustrated. We went through so much. People suffered so much. And I'm like trying not to tear up here. People suffered so much these last 4 years. And the amount of pain that I have dealt with just standing here. Not only just my own pain, but other people's pain. Thank you, Dave. And to just get in there and suddenly be like, oh, bipartisanship, and oh, we're not going to be political, and tra-la. I'm not saying there should be flat out revenge. I'm saying I'll stop there because I will say some things that I do not want to say on my channel. Okay. At 46, will there be a carve out in the filibuster for voting rights. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. And I know there are good days ahead. I know that. But Scorpios also, we cannot stand injustice. Someone getting away. The whole thing about being in the natural detectives of the zodiac is we cannot stand people who've done wrong getting away with it. Stephanie's saying, you're saying justice matters and do your job. Perfect, Stephanie. Yes, let's say that. Dave, please do spicy autumn. But the amount of pain. Anyway. 47. Well, the filibusters had several carve-outs for getting judges on the bench, for Supreme Court justices. Thanks, Mitch. There are carve-outs of the filibuster where they don't apply. Will there be a carve-out in the filibuster for voting rights? Because if we don't get voting rights, there's really not much point in having the rest of stuff. Will there be a filibuster carve-out in the Senate? Got a devil card. The situation is bad. Letting the devil run unchecked. 10 of Swords. Got 2 cards for the second card. Oh, Republicans are working. And then a legal decision, 2 of... This is working, specifically Republicans working, and then this is making a legal decision because of the amount of pain being caused. Got a Knight of Wands in the center. Of course, the far right's going to fight back. 2 of Pentacles. That's either all the Republicans or the more moderate Republicans, their energy getting very unsteady. Queen of Cups. This is all the Democrats working together. There's too much pain. I have a feeling that what the Texas state legislature people, I think it's easy to get cynical after all that we've been through. But it really does feel like that makes a difference. People who, if they stayed in the state, they would be arrested. Yeah, we're reading on Abbott. That's definite. You guys are great. Yeah, I think there may be a carve out, because then Manchin and Sinema don't have to say they're getting rid of the filibuster. They're getting rid of the filibuster. There was a carve out. It's happened before. It gives them cover. So So Manchin and Sinema go along with a carve out for the filibuster. That's a big old major arcana capital letters death card. Let's see what this refers to. Oops, 7 of Wands on the defensive, far right on the defensive. No legal recourse. 4 of Swords. High Priestess in the center. Secrets and higher wisdom. There's a Justice card. And the World. Yeah, this is the argument. There have been carved out before to get judges and justices on the bench. So this is a new way of doing things. And the far right, they've been arguing. Matter of fact, they even there were some Republicans who were publicly thanking Manchin and Sinema for and I want to say didn't the one say for doing our jobs for us? A Republican said that to them, something like that. They were coming up with ways to keep power in Republican hands. They're on the defensive, but still. But this is running out of options. So use your higher wisdom. Has been higher wisdom. You used it for justices. Now you can use it for that. That's what I'm getting. I think there is going to be a carve out for voting rights. That's what I'm getting. And it's major arcana cards. Have you guys noticed the number of major arcana cards today? Wow. As a matter of fact, I just split the deck and it's like, hello, America changing its perspective on any number of these issues. I think until a few months ago, I would say that the average American would have guessed that the filibuster had been around for since the founding of the country, or nearly. And we know that's not true, but I'm saying the average person, I think, would think that. And now they're like, huh. Oh, you mean the whole point of it was to create oppression. Got it. Okay, so. Well, there's a question about Abbott. Oh. Texas Governor Abbott. So I have this. Where is this? There's so many awful things. Inside, okay, yesterday, Texas Governor Abbott vowed to arrest Democratic lawmakers who staged the walkout, and they will be arrested when they return to Texas. That's not saying about the Handmaid's Tale, but Texas Governor Abbott. Will he back down? Arrest Dems? Okay. 54. All right, we'll get there. All right. So, Texas Governor Abbott, are you going to back down on the voting rights? No. No, I'm getting a big nay. No, do not expect that. He's not going to back down on the voting rights thing. Abbott, no. Nay. He is throwing that out onto the water and expecting huge returns. It's the plan. 3 of Pentacles. Trump the Fool. He set quite the example. 8 of Cups. So Republicans walking away from whatever the Democrats are doing here. The strongest thing there is this energy of he wants to stoke up far right voters who he thinks are my people. And he hasn't really faced consequences for riding roughshod. I agree, Gary. Abbott is a scoundrel. Hey, Clarence. Are you going to back down on this? Are you going to arrest the Democrats? Let's say that. Governor Abbott, are you going to arrest the Democratic state Congress people when they get back? Oh, he is crafting. If he could write each one of the arrest warrants himself, he would. Tower, 8 of Wands. The far right's losing power and they're getting more desperate. Their numbers are dwindling. They're getting more and more and more desperate. So they're going to throw everything overhanded, underhanded, in your face at this idea of free and fair elections and all things that Democrats are meant to stand for. They're desperate. They're just going to throw every last thing they can think of. He's an extremist. Abbott is an extremist. So what's going to happen to you, Abbott? First of all, he's going to have a heart attack if he doesn't lay off the stress. You need to take up meditation, swimming, yoga, meditation and yoga. The stress is going to kill him eventually. I mean, it'll take a while. I'm not saying tomorrow, but strength. That's what Abbott cares about. Fruits of labor, Republican Page of Cups. What the Democrats want is childish. There's power, use it. Why would you not use it? 10 of Swords is in the center. 4 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. Even if you wanted to say that the Democrats are wrong, this is one of the worst cards you can get as a politician because it's about the money drying up. It's about the power drying up. Lack. The center, I've got 10 of Swords. These Democrats are going to look, first of all, I don't think if he does arrest them, it doesn't help him much, I don't believe, but it's going to hurt him politically. He loses support. And it doesn't matter. He's saying the Democrats are spreading false information about the voting rights bill. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Go ahead, Abbott. Shoot yourself in the foot. When is he up for re-election? Anybody know? SB Third Eye is saying this is the last hurrah for the far right. They're going to pull out all the stops and go for broke. They'll not pass with a whimper. Mm-hmm. The Thief card, 7 of Swords. November 2022. Thank you, Electra. OC Torino as well. Thank you. Throw everything they've got at this far right. 8 of Wands. Tower. Working. 8 of Pentacles. Moon. Knight of Cups. Okay, he's working, and he's throwing everything he has to try to knock down the other side. But in doing this, and all this work he's doing, it leads to chaos, which ends in Democratic knights protecting the realm, not Republican. I'll make sure, but Abbott, are the voters of Texas, if they had just about enough of you? when I lived there, I lived near Austin, and it just kind of a liberal haven of the state, but even that wasn't what I'd call liberal in other parts of the country. Four of Cups, so refusal to listen, refusal to compromise, refusal to listen to anything. Knight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands, Four of Swords, Six of Pentacles. These are not cards you want as a politician. Nope. This is aggressive law enforcement causing extreme worry. This is stacks and stacks and stacks of paper, perhaps going into court, but it's also the burden of being in the far right. Legal options, voting options, going silent, and only getting token donations from Republican. Just keep galloping far to the right, Abbott. He's galloping as fast as he can, far to the right. Oh, look at him go. Even further. Oh, look at that, even further. Yeah. And the voters are going to be left going, ugh. All right. Where am I? Okay, let's do at 103. So according to a book coming out, when it was leaked to the press that Trump went to the bunker under the White House during the protests in front of the White House, it got out to the press, and the press dubbed him Bunker Boy. And it was humiliating, and it made him look weak. And apparently, according to this book, he was so angry, he was just apoplectic. And he said that whoever leaked it, he wanted to know who leaked it, and that they should be, what was it? Is it tried for treason or something? But the key thing was they should be executed. Executed. So when he said that, when Trump said that, let's look into that heart of darkness and see just how dark it is. Let us look into the void, the endless dark that is Trump's heart and empathy. Did he mean it? Was he actually thinking it literally? Did you actually mean for someone to be executed? My guide's kind of taking over because it's hard for me personally to wrap my head around even thinking that, but it feels like it's like we got this. Did Trump mean it? Knight of Swords, over aggressive law enforcement. Seven of Cups, Four of Wands. He gets away with anything because he's entitled and on the defensive in the center. King of Swords, Four of Cups. He wanted them arrested. No doubt. Absolutely arrested. And this is a card of refusal. This guy is usually saying, no, thanks, not interested. But this actually feels like, it felt for a second there like someone talking to the hand coming out of the sky holding the cup. That's what's happening there, by the way. For those who haven't seen it, it's just... He definitely wanted them arrested. Arrested and interrogated, that could be it. He thinks this is how it should be. People should talk this way. 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, 10 of... it wouldn't have happened. And that isn't even really what I'm asking, because we know it wouldn't have happened. But he would have put up a good fight in court to try to make it happen. Because he lost. Lost the election. Unbelievable. All right, 108. Okay. So, now we're going to Tennessee. Trent is saying, oh dear, how fragile his ego is. It's this big and made of blown glass. He is truly, deeply pathetic. So, Texas governor is stopping the COVID vaccine initiative for kids, and in fact is having the state no longer enforce vaccine compliance of any kind. The original question was, what's going to happen in there? We know what's going to happen there in Tennessee. It's bad. It's very bad. And you end up hurting kids. I read on the scum of the earth. This is my job. This is also why I do the fun nails and the cute overlays and I tell the silly jokes. Because I'm trying to keep my energy up here because we go down into these pits of despair. The question is Congress going to give, I don't know, the CDC more power, or are they going to do something about this? Because if you stop all vaccines, the COVID one's bad enough, but you stop all vaccines? Measles, mumps. Oh my gosh, so much. Oh, it feels like the entitled, selfish anti-vaxxers celebrating. It just does. John's saying I don't have the option of fun nails. You can enjoy. You can vicariously. Pamela's saying go get boo boo. Nah, I'll be okay. Queen of Wands. So all the people on the far right. Judgment. 5 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. Hermit. Nothing's going to happen soon. This is all those far right people, all those far right politicians. It's still election day, but it's also their judgment. Insult to injury in the center, and I get these great big swords for shots. This is fruits of labor. This is what these people do. And this is it being scrutinized. Which means nothing's going to happen soon to stop it. Susan's asking, did Governor Lee stop all the vax requirements? That's what I read. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So do we end up with some federal laws that say, yeah, you need vaccinations? Ace of Pentacles. A lot of money thrown at this. And also feels like a lot of money going to lawyers and court cases and Queen of Swords. And here's again, 7 of Wands, 2 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. Oh, apparently we have gone on to the other issue with women and women's reproduction. There was talk that he wanted to put a bounty out for like $10,000 on women who got abortions. I don't know if that's true, but he's no friend to women and healthcare, especially by not helping their children get vaccinated. The far right, again, this extremism because they feel like they're on the ropes. They are afraid. Browan saying, yes, that's being challenged right now, but is it true? Oh, geez. I'll have to look. This is medical care, but this is partnership. This is getting Republican women to go out and talk to the media and what have you to make it look like, oh no, this isn't just men being obnoxious. The women agree with our extremist policies, and this is Republicans walking away from it. This is going to drag. This is going to drag on. Oh, it is absolutely true. Great. Hi. Floating Lotus is saying that states also have considerable rights in this area. Oh, I understand. But all right, I'm done with Governor Lee. Tennessee. Man. Wow. Okay. Well, let's check in again with, what time is it? At 1:15. Is Trump going to prison? We like to check in now and then. And then after that, we're going to look at, will Rand Paul win his next election? Something feels like maybe where he's located. It feels like he doesn't have it feels like he doesn't have really good challengers in that area. Rowan, nickname. Oh, sorry. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. So let's do our check-in. Is Trumpy baby going to prison? they working on the internet? There are some people out there who are cutting back tree limbs right by the pole back there. Oh, could they really be out here this quickly? Because it wasn't just me. Maybe it's a big enough deal that they made it a priority. So you have no idea how excited I am at the thought of my internet being completely fixed. I'm very excited. So, sorry, distracted. 117. Trump, where are you? Disgusting as always. He's a giant grease ball. Everything about him is slimy. Is Trump going to prison? It feels more possible than it used to. Ace of Cups. Rise of Democratic power. That does not help me, really. Is Trump, Donald J. Trump, send in Baron Harkonnen, is he going to prison? Quiet as a tomb. Two of Swords. Knight of Cups. Four of Cups. Page of Swords. There's real threat of it. Legal decisions that need to be made. This actually feels more like Cy Vance, but various people, because anyone who goes after him is a Democrat. So you get these, especially with right next to this cup, it's some people being offered deals, bringing the cup to offer deals, but it being refused, and just going back to being the bully. So this isn't giving me much about prison. So is Trump going to be inmate number whatever, or is Trump just going to delay for the end until the end of time? Four of Cups. You can knock down some of it, but you can't knock down all of it, Trump. Ten of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. A lot of money. Empress. Temperance. This isn't prison. This is could be home confinement. Huge fines. Huge fines. And we will see it, but temper your expectations. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Grr. So at 1:20:30, will Rand Paul win his next election? Will Rand Paul win his next election? I'm just trying to picture being stuck in an elevator with him for an hour. What would his energy be like? Whiny. In that situation, he'd be whiny. I wouldn't be in danger from him, not like with Trump. But he oh my gosh. Whiny. Bro, and I have a theory that Rand Paul was named after Ayn Rand. Yes, he was. His father named him after Ayn Rand. And it's actually AY, and it's actually Ayn. I read her biography years ago. She named herself after Rand McNally, the dictionary. Oh no, or was it the paper? It was a bond paper. I can't remember. But the first name, it was a Scandinavian author. Her real name was Russian. So it's Ayn, like mine minus the M. Ayn Rand. Yep. Steffi's saying whiny, blaming everyone and his brother for this terrible predicament he's in. Getting belligerent and difficult, do you know who I am kind of thing, making you want to pull the airline employee at the desk at the gate. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone know who this gentleman is? If anyone knows the gentleman is at the desk, he does not know who he is. Please approach the desk. Thank you. And it was some kind of plot to get him stuck in that elevator. Yeah. Suspension. Oh, Rand. Page of Wands, messenger for the far right, but that is the Ace of Swords, and that great big Ace of Swords trumps little messenger boy here. Knight of Wands. See, he's, for all his talk about being libertarian, far right, you can say, well, libertarian is far right. It's like an offshoot of the far. It's like you go from moderate Republican, and then there's this little offshoot, and that's the libertarians. It's still on the far end of the Republicans, but if you want to go, but right at that little split, that little junction, then you get this big strain of the Trump fascism. Seven of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. I really think his I do have the Hanged Man here, but something tells me he's in a really safe seat. I don't know that. I don't know if that's true exactly. Stephanie, not a bad idea. You don't want me to be stuck with him. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think he's in a conservative. I think his seat is fairly safe, but I do have a Hanged Man suspension for the reading, and I do have the Hierophant right behind it. So I think his seat is fairly safe, unfortunately. Okay. So I still have 5 minutes. Okay. 125.30. With COVID surging, will Republicans lose support? Because it is very much what party you are voting for really is a matter of life and death these days. You're going to vote for the party that cares if you live or die, or the party that says science is bunk. Fact-based reality is only what we say it is. Yeah, go jump off a building and tell gravity that. So, are Republicans going to lose support over this surge. And their general attitude. Hemmed in. There are certain parts of the country where I believe you are being told to stay home if you can. But this is being hemmed in. Ace of Pentacles. Justice. Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Three of Cups. Well, in far right areas, they will, keep on doing whatever they're doing, and there's right now they're raising a lot of money over this issue. But I think the courts are going to get involved in some way. This is aggressive law enforcement. It's also aggressive vaccinations, and it ends in people being able to get back together and celebrate. Also, happy Democrats. So the courts may get involved here, which I think is a better outcome than we were seeing earlier. So I don't know how it's going to go in Tennessee. I can't remember. That's the problem. I do a lot of these readings, and I'm in an alpha state, so I don't remember even things I read about half an hour ago. But this looks hopeful. Let's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hi, Tara. All right, and I have 2 minutes. Will voters gloss over the insurrection at the midterms? All right, 128:30. Will voters gloss over insurrection at the midterms? Okay. Oh, you mean that old thing? Oh my gosh, Karen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Makes a big difference. Thank you. Right, will voters gloss over the insurrection at the midterms? You know, the whole insurrection, all those violent videos about what they did to the police. I'm just going to ignore it. What did Trump call it? It was sad. It was just like a sad day, or it was just a, what was that term that Trump used? It was just something, it was so jaw-droppingly awful what he said. Surprise. Sitting pretty. Part of it depends on the midterms. Part of it's going to depend on how well these people feel that they're doing with the economy. You have to understand that's what the Republicans, that's their thing. That's their thing. It's the money. It's about the money. Queen of Wands. 6 of Cups. 6 of Swords. 2 of Cups. Tower. The far right, wanting to make America the worst caricature of Norman Rockwell, who wasn't racist, but that aesthetic, nostalgia. But this is voters going out to vote, and this is a partnership with Democrats. This was actually people going to the insurrection. It's also voters going to vote. And this partnership spells catastrophe. Absolute catastrophe. I'm going to guess that's true from the Republicans. Oh, Pamela, that was it. He called it an unfortunate event. Yes. Yes, because the Capitol was attacked by a lemony snicker. High Priestess. Magician. 2 of Wands. 4 of Cups. Oh, this energy. If it's, these figures feel like it's like actual size. the far right Republican message, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, we're going to stick it to the libs. All this energy, it feels so small. I'm going to leave it right at that. Thank you so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you specifically, Karen. Thank you. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hopefully I will be at 4 o'clock. I will be over on Book Art Media to do work on my mystery novel. Planning on the mystery novel coming out at the beginning of December. Matter of fact, I'm planning on bringing a bunch of stuff out at the beginning of December. My mystery novel, some merch, maybe some merch before then too, but December 4th is really, December 4th is going to be the big thing. So that's what I'm working toward. So much to do, but it's all good because it's creative. And you help make that possible. Thank you. All right, I will see you all tomorrow, and I will take more of your questions, and hang in there. There are good days ahead. There really are. See you later.